Welcome, welcome, welcome once again to Coach Steele's Finance Training. Happy to have you all tuning in. Come on in the room and you know what to do. You know to meet me. You know to greet me. I look forward to everyone that comes in and takes time to spend some time talking about financial literacy. You know, here on Coach Steele's Finance Training, we talk about all things finance, financial literacy. And of course, we love having those great conversations that challenge us and help us grow in that financial space here in Coach Steele's Finance Training. We are live on YouTube and we're live on Facebook. So we look forward to your comments in the comment section. We look forward to you sharing with other people as we go live. We want to have a great financial literacy conversation. And of course, on today, we do have a great conversation for ourselves on today. I'm excited about this topic. 5 signs of financial self-sabotage. Of course, as y'all are coming in the room, good morning to you, Mr. Tony Sherman and Miss Kashana Johnson. Happy to have you tuning in to Coach Steele's Finance Training. We are talking about some signs of financial self-sabotage. So when you all think of self-sabotage, what comes to your mind? I want you all, whether you write it in the comment section or whether you have a notepad, what is self-sabotage? I want you all to put that in the comment section. Your thoughts or your definition of what self-sabotage is. See if we can get some music going on this morning as well. So as you come on into Coach Steele's Finance Training, just remember, turn me up in your headphones, Bluetooth, on the TV, if you're watching on YouTube, whatever it is, on your phone. Get your phone ready. I want you all tuned in, dialed in for this conversation. And of course, with this conversation of self-sabotage, it's really going to cause you to look at yourself holistically and say, am I doing the best that I can possibly do? Or is there one or two areas in my life that I can improve on, but I'm choosing to be lackadaisical? I'm choosing to be complacent when I know I can pick it up, when I know I can do better. We're going to talk about those things on today. I see some of your answers and responses in the comment section. Tony Sherman says, self sabotage is like, bad decisions. Okay. Good morning to you, to my beautiful wife, Yvette Steele. Happy to have you tuned in. Coach Steele's Finance Training as well. We are live on YouTube and live on Facebook. So you all make sure you come on in the room. Make sure you meet me and greet me and let me know that you're tuned in and listening. I appreciate everyone that takes that time out, that sacrifice to listen, because you could be listening to anything on a Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone, but you decided to tune in to Coach Steele's Finance Training. And so as we go a little bit deeper here with this subject and we talk about financial self-sabotage, making bad decisions on money moves that can affect you directly and indirectly. That's self-sabotage. And what's interesting, when we deal with self-sabotage, some people will do it on purpose, and some people are doing it accidentally and don't know it. And sometimes you can do that because you don't chase after more knowledge. You're not chasing after more information. You're not trying to grow yourself. And so that's easy. It's easily able to happen if you are not pushing yourself or challenging yourself as well. So let's go a little bit further here. Tony Sherman says spending without a budget. That is definitely financial self-sabotage. And we'll go over that as well. That's one of the things that we'll go over. And so one thing I want you all to think about when it comes to America, here's my question to you. Do you think that credit card debt in America is in the hundreds of thousands, or do you think it's in the millions, or do you think it's in the trillions? Where do you think the credit card debt in America is? So when we deal with the first part of 5 signs of Financial Sabotage on today, and of course we got Tony Sherman. He says the trillions. What is some of y'all's guess? Credit card debt is in the millions, hundreds of thousands, trillions. Somebody want to go billions? What do y'all think it is? Millions, billions, trillions, hundreds of thousands. Where do you think the credit card debt in America is? So when we deal with what we call signs of financial self-sabotage, point number one today for my note takers, I want you all to know one sign that you are sabotaging yourself financially is credit card debt. Bad credit card debt. Someone point number one, write that in the comment section or in the chat if you're on Facebook or YouTube. Bad credit card debt. Good morning to you, Mr. Timothy Scott. Happy to have you tuning in as well. Bad credit card debt. Someone write that in the comment section for me. In America, there is so much bad credit card debt. And so we're going to find out who's right when we talk about the answer of what the credit card debt is in America. So number one, bad credit card debt is a clear sign of financial self-sabotage. That's number one on our list for today. And so let's look a little bit deeper. I want you all to see something that we have here, okay? I got my note takers in the room, Yvette and Kashana Johnson on today. Let's look at it. Let's see here. Boom. That means Tony Sherman want to go off about credit cards. He say he's muting. Anytime he say he's muting, that's because he want to go off. Yeah. Okay, let's go. Don't mute up. We want to hear what you have to say, Mr. Tony Sherman. Now, look at this. Point number one. If you really want to self-sabotage, go get some credit cards and not know how to manage them. Go get some credit cards and not know what to do. Go get some credit cards and just get to swiping. It says as of late 2025, and we know we're in 2026, total U.S. credit card debt reached approximately $1.28 trillion, with average American carrying at least $6,715 in credit card debt balances. That's the average American. We're not talking about the above average. So Tony Sherman and Timothy Scott were correct when they said it is in the trillions. U.S. credit card debt, that means Americans total combined, we all have $1.28 trillion in debt that we owe somebody. These financial institutions are making interest of $1.28 trillion. Can you imagine if you made 22 to 28% interest off of $1 trillion? Oh man, these financial institutions are balling. It says the average American is carrying almost $7,000 in debt, but there's a lot of Americans that are carrying $20,000, $30,000, $50,000. This is just saying the average. And the reason why the average is around $7,000 is because it's people like Tony Sherman out there that don't have any credit card debt. So he makes the average look better. You have to think about that. There's a lot of financially responsible people out there that don't have any debt at all. So when you look at the average, it makes the average not look so bad, when reality is most people have more than $7,000 of credit card debt. Now, credit card debt in the United States has been steadily increasing, reaching that $1.28 trillion at the end of Q4 2025, according to the Federal Reserve. Now, the reason why I'm trying to tell you all on today that this is financial self-sabotage, when you just begin to start grabbing credit cards. Let me move this out of the screen. Let's see here if I can minimize that and get it out of the way. Let's see here. Stop sharing. There we go. All right. Talk to me, guys. The reason why I call it financial self sabotage, is because the credit card system is set up to trap you. The credit card system and the plan that they have in place is set up to hold you captive for you to not have success. They gave you those plastic rectangular cards knowing that psychologically it would cause you to spend more money. They did the research, they did the homework, they did the science, they did the psychological studies behind it, and they know that the cards are effective with putting people in debt for one reason or another. Now, if you choose to use them all willy-nilly and irresponsibly, then you will fall into the trap of the credit card debt. And so 5 signs, when we talk about a financial self-sabotage, is to use those credit cards without a strategy that does not benefit you. If you use that credit card because you ran out of money in your checking account or in your savings account, there needs to be a reevaluation of why you use your credit cards, why do you have them, and if you need to cut them up. I don't say close the account, but some of us may need to cut up our cards so we don't have the means or the ability to use them as we normally do. You need to wean and fast yourself off those cards because those cards are causing you to sabotage your future gains. Those credit cards are causing you to sabotage your future earnings that you will make next week and that you'll make 2 months from now because you'll still be paying interest on those dangerous bad debt credit cards. So when we look at this, that is financial self-sabotage when you're using those credit cards any kind of way. I tell everyone, and I know y'all, my listeners, my faithful listeners are tired of hearing this, do not use or swipe the credit card unless you have the money sitting in your checking account and it's part of your budget of those basic necessities that you need from one month to the next. If you want to use your card to get rewards or cashback points or hotel mileage because you're getting ready to go on a trip and you've already saved up the money in your checking account, fine. Swipe the card, then pay it off. So I want you all to think about that. Financial self-sabotage is using credit cards without a legitimate strategy to be able to have them paid off before the charge date because we don't want to pay interest on those balances. Sometimes they'll trap you with a 0% interest credit card, and people will use that credit card all month, all week, all year long. And next thing you know, those 18 months are up, those 12 months are up, and now you're getting charged interest on that 0% interest credit card. So we cannot allow ourselves to sabotage our future earnings and income with those bad debt credit cards. That's number one on today, guys, ladies and gentlemen, is those bad credit card debt. We got to get rid of them. You have to come up with a strategy and a plan to pay them off. We're getting ready to go to number 2. But understand that financial self-sabotage involves unconscious behaviors that determine your long-term financial security, often driven by fear, stress, childhood beliefs about money. Yes, sometimes people financially self-sabotage because of their fears, or they get stressed out and they go on spending sprees. And it's a coping mechanism. Some people decide to go gamble because they feel like it makes them feel better. But when that high is over, now you sabotage yourself even further. So let's go a little bit further, ladies and gentlemen, as we go into this subject, because we want to talk about the key signs that cause us to have bad financial self-sabotage. Now, the next one is if you don't have a financial plan or what we call a budget, then you are financially self-sabotaging. You need a financial plan, short-term and long-term. I want you all to put, you need to have, number 2, 5 signs when we talk about financial self-sabotage. Number 2 is not having, my note takers, not having a financial plan / budget. Number 2, not having a financial plan / budget. For my note takers, don't spell out /, use the sign. All right, so we go a little bit further. Why is it important to have a financial plan or budget? I'll tell you why, ladies and gentlemen, because if you have a budget, if you have a financial plan, that is a key indicator that lets me know that you know how much money you have coming in every month, and how much money you have going out every month. Many people and clients that I help and talk to and work with, I often find that they don't know how much money they make. They don't know how much they have coming in every month. Thank you, my note taker. Let's see that right there. Let's highlight that point. Boom. That's financial self-sabotage. Not having a plan, not having a budget. I need you all to get it together. If you don't know how to make a budget, if you don't know how to make a plan, then you need to come see Coach Steele here at Coach Steele's Finance Training. I need you to be on point. I need you all to be tacticians. I don't even know what that means, but I need you to be tacticians financially in this season. More important than ever, it is crucial. It is critical that you have a financial plan and budget, short-term and long-term, for the things that are going on and the things that are getting ready to happen. You need to be on point. How many people think gas prices are getting ready to go lower? Or do you feel they're getting ready to go higher? Is there a pointing up emoji? If you think gas prices are going to go lower, do thumbs down. If you think gas prices are going to go higher, do thumbs up. I want to see what you all think right now. Not having a financial plan or budget. Understand this, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't have a plan or a budget, then you're not keeping up with what's going out. And if you're not keeping up with what's going out, then it's difficult to keep up what you have coming in, because what you have coming in is going out anyway. You see what I'm saying? Can y'all pick up what I'm putting down on today? Some people say, well, I don't like budgets because they feel constricted. Call it whatever you want. You still need to know what you have coming in, what you have going out. And if you don't know either one of those things, that lets me know something else, that you really aren't saving. You don't have a strategy or plan to put away for savings as well. And we're going to deal with that also later on. So I need you all to know what you have coming in. You need to know how much your job is paying you, or you need to know how much your business is making, what your cash flow is, what you have left over at the end of the month. When you can identify your cash flow, that lets us know we can make future short-term projections and long-term projections. If you don't know your cash flow, you really don't know what you're capable of. I was telling some people this the other day. You know, survey says, and I'll get to this in a second. Survey says most people believe gas prices are going to continue to go up. Yes, the war is still going on with Iran. The Strait of Hormuz is still having problems. So therefore, we can conclude that the gas prices may not be going down anytime soon. I was telling people this the other day in Bible study, that when I was teaching this financial literacy class and we're talking about our budget and examining what we have coming in and going out, one lady went and looked at her budget, looked at her bank statements, everything. Because when I say get a financial plan, you look at bank statements, you look at credit cards, you look at how much money you spend in the gas station. Did you go to the ATM machine? When you went to the ATM machine and pulled out that $20, count the fee that they charge you there. Where did you spend that $20 at? From top to bottom, we need to know where everything went, right? This one lady went and did her research and found out she had been paying a bill for over a year for something that had already been paid off, but they kept receiving the money from her paying that bill. You need to go through and look through everything through a fine-tooth comb, shout out to Pastor Conyers, to find out what you have coming in and going out. Now, once you find that out, you know how much you're spending every month. You know what you can get rid of. You know, are you even watching whatever it is, that subscription that you're paying for? How often do you use it? If you don't use it at all, eliminate it, get it out of there. So there are some things that you can do once you recognize what you have coming in and what you have going out. And then once we find that out, like I said, cash flow is important. You need to know that cash flow number. It lets you know what you can do, how much you can invest, how much can you save. And so number 3 on today, and I'll leave the budgeting and the financial planning out, is number 3 for my note takers is not having savings or not saving. That's number 3. Financial self-sabotage, not saving. Not having a savings plan. And what I mean by savings, I'm talking about across the board. It's not just saving in your saving account. No, if you are currently financially self-sabotaging, it's because a plethora of things are not happening. And so number one is you're not saving for your future. Thank you, Shauna, for that note. For number three, not having a savings plan. You need to have a savings plan for your future. Now, for those of you that are retired and you're already receiving money from your 401ks, IRAs, 457s, 403bs, TSPs, I'm not talking about y'all on this scenario. So, not having a savings plan, guys, that is financial self-sabotage. And I'm talking about for your future. You need to be saving for your future, putting in some type of retirement account, some type of retirement plan, or some type of investing in the stock market. You name it, it needs to be going there like clockwork, monthly, DCA, dollar cost averaging, things like that. I know I'm saying monthly, but let's have some contractors or real estate agents, and you may not make money that month. You may not get a sale. Well, then, of course, whenever you do get your money. So I'm using monthly, but I understand some people don't get paid monthly. Now, saving for your future, and you also need to have an emergency fund. You need to have some cash on hand, in a sense, in case of an emergency. You know, we live in South Georgia, and we live in an area where there's hurricanes and things that can happen. Let's say power goes out and these businesses, they can't swipe your debit card, the electronics are out, but they accept cash. You need to have some cash on hand. You don't need to have $1 million in your house, but you need to have a couple $100 on hand, and you need to have an emergency fund. Now, here on Coach Steele's Finance Training, when we talk about an emergency fund, we talk about basically having 3 to 6 months of expenses. So if your expenses every month are, let's say, $3,000, then 3,000 times 3 is $9,000. That's 3 months of an emergency fund. For me, I personally think that's sufficient, because if I had 6 months, 3,000 times 6 is 18,000. If I had $18,000 sitting as an emergency fund solely, and that's all I was using it for, I would probably go find something else to do with it. I can't help myself. When I see large sums of money sitting, not doing anything, I am always tempted to make it go do work for me. Now, if you have a contract job, or let's say you're a real estate agent or something like that, then maybe you need 6 months sitting there, because you never know the ebbs and flows of this real estate market, and when you're going to make money, when you're going to get a sale, when you're going to have a closing, and things like that. You know, I can only imagine like the people in Brantley County where the fires were, and in some of the other areas, things probably had to be shut down for a while. So people didn't make money. An emergency fund was crucial at that point in time, because some people needed different modes of transportation. They needed a roof over their head. They needed food. Everything in the house was burned. The whole house was burned. So you need to have 3 to 6 months of emergency fund. Depending on your occupation, you might need to go to the 6 months. Me, I would prefer 3 months. And those other 3 months, I would invest in something else that is going to make some income, whether it's real estate or whether I invest in some private investors, where that other 3 months, that other $9,000 is making, 7 or 8% interest annually, as opposed to sitting in an account not making that same amount. Now, I always tell you all this. If you're going to do an emergency fund, put it in a high yield interest savings account where you can make about 3% interest or higher. And if you need a link for a high yield interest savings account, FDIC insured, shoot me a message. I'll send you the link for that as well. So, another sign of financial self-sabotage. Let's go a little bit further. I want to make sure that we do not miss anything. Tony Sherman wants 12 months of emergency fund for himself. And so what happens is, if you have 12 months of emergency fund sitting there, let's say in his case, we'll use 4,000 as an example. Let's say he spends $4,000 a month. 4,000 times 12 is $48,000. So he would have $48,000 sitting in a savings account. And let's do some math, ladies and gentlemen, here. 48,000 sitting in the emergency fund. Let's say it's making 3% interest. What is that annually? What is 3% of $48,000? I want to hear what y'all have to say. What is 3%? Talk to me. Let's see. I'm going to pull out my calculator. 48,000 times 3%. That is 1,000. You can't see it. $1,440. Now divided by 12. That's $120 a month. Now we're just estimating here because we really don't know how much his expenses are every month, right? Oh, well, he actually just put it in. Okay, so let's go off of this scenario. All right, let's go off his actual scenario, guys. All right, he says his monthly. Thank you, Crystal. I see Kashana had the right answer when we did the hypothetical scenario. But let's go off of Tony Sherman's real scenario. He says his monthly bills are $1,000 a month for real. So if his monthly bills are $1,000 a month, if he did 12 months, then that would be $12,000. So let's say it is $12,000. All right. This is good. I like this example, this scenario. Let's see. All right. Now, for me, in this scenario that Tony Sherman is presenting us with, I don't really want 12 months of an emergency fund. Now, in his scenario, keep in mind $1,000 a month is really not a lot of bills or expenses. Most people, there's around, I think, most people around $6,000 a month, the average person. But let's still use this scenario. If he only had 6 months of this set to the side, then that would only be $6,000. What would Coach Steele here on Coach Steele's Finance Training do with that other $6,000? And honestly, I wouldn't even do 6 months. I would only do 3 months. So if I'm Tony Sherman, I'm only putting $3,000 in the emergency fund in this scenario, right? I'm not saying everyone only have $3,000. Whatever your emergencies are, your monthly bills or expenses, I'm only doing maybe 3 months. The other 9 months of that income, I'm going to put somewhere else to make more money. And if I'm financially responsible, yeah, he can take, let's say he takes the $3,000, puts it in a high yield interest savings account. But if it's me, I still got that other $9,000. And what am I going to do with it? Let's go to the videotape. So hopefully y'all are picking up what I'm putting down. So for me, and let's see if I can move this out of the way temporarily. I want to move myself out of the way too. There we go. All right, so let's maximize this. Coach Steele is not putting all $12,000 in the high yield interest savings account. So $12,000 of Tony Sherman's money at a high yield interest savings account. Let's say it's making 3%. That's $360 for the year. Divided by 12, it's making $30 a month, right? Compound interest. So it just keeps growing to 12,030. Then it goes 12,060. It just keeps growing, right? It's just sitting there. He's not using it unless an emergency comes up. For me, I'm going to take that other $9,000 and I'm not going to do any monthly contributions. Let's make sure you all can see on your end. There we go. And then length of time, I might just commit 1 year. Estimated interest rate. You know what? I wouldn't even do it. I don't even have to do a year. I could actually do like 6 months. So estimated interest rate, let's say 6%. I would put it in, I want to put this at 6 months, but I can't. I would put it in an investment where it can make like 6-7% interest and just let it sit there. And as you see right here, my $9,000 in 1 year says will be 9,540. And I would just leave it there until I needed it. Let's see if I can move this out of the way. But let's say I didn't need my emergency fund of $9,000 and I did this again. Let's say I didn't need it. It's just going to keep growing and growing and growing. So let me move some of this stuff out of the way. Minimize. Stop sharing. There we go. So what is my point? My point is I would find investments where that $9,000 can be invested for 5 or 6% interest for 3 months or 6 months where I don't touch it, but I may make 6 to 7% interest on it. So that emergency fund money is like just growing and growing and growing to the point of the profit that I make from investing it temporarily for 3 to 6 months at higher interest. Eventually it's going to make that 3 months of emergency fund or that 12 months that he wanted to sit to the side anyway. In other words, I can make that money, that emergency fund, that extra that's just sitting there and he's probably not going to use it anyway. I can make it make more money for me to where it will replace the emergency fund. So those are some of the creative things that I can do. And so, yes, some of you all, like Courtney Ellis just wrote on here, real estate. I have taken emergency fund money and put it in a real estate property, an investment property. I tell you all one of the stories all the time. I bought this one property for like $31,000 and I put another $4,000 into it to fix up some floors and stuff. I think repainted the living room. So I was $35,000 in total, right? Emergency fund money. And now that property, not now, but to this day, that property makes me $1,000 a month. So that is $12,000 a year. And I've had that property at least 8 years. So do the math on that. I'm going to find something that can make me an emergency fund. I'm going to invest in something that will give me the cash flow. And so you have to be very creative out there with what you do with your money. I'm not telling you to do this. Conduct your due diligence. Do what feels safe for you. Do what feels right for you. But just know I'm a little more creative with what I have and how I use it. But the more comfortable you are with your budget, then the more comfortable you will be with taking financial calculated chances and opportunities. And so as we talk about 5 signs of financial self-sabotage, that was a good example. I appreciate Tony Sherman being honest, transparent out there with that. Kind of just gave us like a hypothetical scenario to look at of what to do versus what we are doing. So instead of making that $300 and whatever it was, $60 on the emergency fund, my example, the $9,000 ended up making $500 and something dollars. So the full $12,000 he had was only going to make $360, but just $9,000 of what I would use and left the $3,000 in place potentially could make $500 and something. So my money is going to work harder with less of it, and so I can build wealth faster because of the decision making that I make. So hopefully that makes sense for you all with that example that we use with Tony Sherman. Now at the same time, $12,000, that's not a lot. So that is good that he does have that sitting in his savings account in that scenario. Now let's go a little bit further in here. Financial self-sabotage. I want you all to think about what some people do. Uh, what I will say is number 4, we can deal with compulsive over. No, I really don't want to use that as an example, but I guess we can because some people do this. But compulsive overspending, it kind of goes back to our budgeting. I will say number 4, we're going to say erratic financial decision making. Erratic financial decision making. And I don't know if my note takers can spell erratic. So I'm sorry if I put you under pressure with such a large word. But I don't know, Chat GPT, Google it, whatever we need to do. I need my note takers right now. Erratic financial decision making. That's what we'll call number 4. Erratic financial decision making. So when we look at erratic financial decision making, it covers a whole spectrum of things that people do. Some people have that compulsive overspending lifestyle, and that's one thing that really messes them up. When we call erratic, they spend money immediately upon receiving it, or increasing expenditures to match or exceed income increases. You know, when I was in the military, one thing that soldiers would do is when we would come home from deployment, or soldiers were deployed, one thing they would do is start buying items. Like instead of acquiring assets, soldiers who come home would then, okay, I see you, Sheila Thomas. You spelled erratic. Okay, Tony Sherman. Oh, okay. Okay. My spelling bee champion's in the room. All right. Erratic spending. Let me display my spelling bee champions. It looks like everybody spelled erratic about the same way, so I guess everybody got it right. It looks like Crystal Morris came in last, but that lets me know that Crystal copied off of how y'all spelled it. Let's see, Tony Sherman spelled it right first, so I think everybody just copied off of him. Some of you all who didn't take the chance to spell erratic, it's because you probably would have tried to spell it with an I. And you can be honest. Here on Coach Steele's Finance Training, you can be very transparent. You can be open with the room. I mean, if you was going to spell erratic with an I, just raise your hand emoji. And that'd have been you. It's okay. You can be honest with us. Y'all made me some tea this morning. So don't mind me. Some people make, overspending, emotional spending, different things like that. Not checking your accounts. This is erratic. These are erratic decisions. Not checking your checking account. I'm going to go to the store. Do you know how much is in your checking account? No, I think I know. If you don't go get the app or quickly just log in real quick, look at what you have. And when you go to the store and you get ready to buy something, you need to also look at what you have in your account and say, well, I got the rest of the month to go. It is May 9th. I still got over 20 more days to go. Do I have enough, and should I even be buying this right now? We can't be erratic. We have to be calculated. We have to be precise in this season. The cost of living is going up. Your job isn't giving you extra money. Your job may not be giving you an extra increase. And if that's not happening, if prices are going up, how are you going to maintain yourself if you're already paycheck to paycheck already? Something has got to happen. Either you got to go find some more money, you have to be creative in the marketplace, or you need to get rid of some stuff out of your budget. And you can't enable others financially. Like you can't be loaning out money and you need the money yourself. And then you're upset when they pay you back. That's financial self-sabotage. You can't neglect your long-term financial planning where now you're not putting money into your emergency fund or your savings account or your retirement accounts. And you can't quit when you achieve a level of success. That's just erratic. You know what? Oh, I made it to this point. Okay, now I'm going to stop. Don't be afraid of success. Don't be afraid to have financial success. You cannot have erratic financial decision making going on. Here's another erratic financial decision making that people do. Have you ever seen someone who needs their job badly, They need it badly. That job pays their bills month to month. They can't afford to quit the job. But when they get stressed out, when they get frustrated, when the job or the boss or whoever gets on their last nerve, they will just up and quit the job. And then they're calling people saying, hey, I need help with my bills. If you don't go back to that job and ask them for your job back, let me sip. We can't be erratic. We have to have a high level of emotional intelligence. If you're frustrated with your job, if they're getting on your last nerve, then I need you to be strategic. I need you all to make an adjustment. Good morning to you, Lisa Jackson Hall. Happy to have you tuning in to Coach Steele's financial training on today. I like that, Mr. Tony Sherman. Success is a sacrifice. Sacrifice is linked to success. There's a connection there. And I like that, Tony Sherman. So there are times where this person is getting on my nerves. I'm tired of this job. They won't pay me. I've hit a ceiling. I've hit a tipping point. I've hit the climax. And this is at a point where I need to do something. But we can't be erratic. It needs to be calculated. In that comment section, just write, I have to be calculated. Calculated in 2026. I like that right there. That just fills me up. I like to be calculated when I do things. I am strategic. In 2026, you need to be calculated. You need to be strategic. And what am I saying? For the person that just wants to quit the job because they got on your nerves, for the person that wants to quit the job because you're sick of it, if you already got a retirement account and you already have, let's say you Tony Sherman, and you got 12 months of emergency fund, then by all means quit. Just quit. You don't need it anyway. And you have 12 months before you need to find another job. You have 6 months before you need to find another job. So it doesn't matter if you're in the Tony Sherman scenario. If you've been retired on an army, military, whatever, for 5 years and you had a part-time job and you were just doing it to make some extra money, you didn't need it, by all means, walk off. Well, I mean, you put in 2 weeks or 4 weeks notice and all of that. But my whole point is, don't be erratic and quit the job. What do we got here? I have to be calculated in 2026, Sheila Thomas. I have to be calculated and strategic in 2026, Lisa Jackson Hall. Crystal Moore, I have to be calculated in 2026. Yvette Steele, I have to be calculated in 2026. Living with me, you better be. We are being calculated in our household. Tony Sherman says, I quit in 2014 because people got on my nerves. And my guess is Tony Sherman had financial security or some type of retirement or something in place, some type of strategy to handle whatever it is that he was going to do next. I remember when I quit a job, I was working on post for a little while and I quit, man. I worked there for about 8 months and I was done. I was done. I had enough. And my boss said, if you quit and you need me and you got to be hired again, you're going to have to go through a rough process to be able to make it back over here again. You're going to have to go through because when I got hired anyway, I don't know enough I need to, but either way, he was like, you're going to have to go through all the protocols to get this job. So it was interesting because he was basically saying that he believed whatever I was trying to do, it wasn't going to work. Whatever I was trying to do, I wasn't going to make it. I wasn't going to survive. And he didn't realize that I was going to be calculated and strategic. I had already had a plan. I knew how much they were paying me, but I knew what I was going to go do. And this was back in 2007, I think. Back in 2007. But I wanted to go back to school. And I knew that the military was going to give me whatever it was, the GI Bill. I had some other thing in my contract. Many people don't know this. This is old. It's called Army College Fund or something. Plus, I had that bump up as well. And I had something else going for me as well. I forgot what it's called, but they'll send you, the military let you go to school. They'll pay for it to get the training. Forgot the other term. So I had all of those things lined up. And it was at one point, I was making $3,000 a month just going back to school. And none of the $3,000 was taxable. It was non-taxable income. So back then, to be making $36,000 a year, non-taxable income is better than somebody who was making $40,000 a year with that income that was going to be taxed by Uncle Sam. And so I had a plan, I had a strategy because I wanted to do more. I didn't want to limit myself to just sitting on posts in front of a desk, putting in data for the next 10, 15 years. Nothing wrong with it, but I knew there was more for me. And I wanted to make myself, thank you, Tony, it was Vote Rehab. That's what it was. So I did Vote Rehab for a little while. Then I went back to use the GI Bill money, all that good stuff. Wish I could tell y'all more about it. But I made myself more valuable in the marketplace at that point in time because I went and got a degree and I went and studied something that I wanted to actually go study and learn while getting paid to do it just as much or more than I was making on posts. Now, in other words, I'm telling you all, just be strategic. Don't just up and quit. Don't just up and leave. Don't be erratic with your decision making. Some of you get flustered or frustrated. You know, for some people, they may go to the store and buy some ice cream because they're depressed or they're upset. If that ice cream isn't in your budget, we got to come up with something else. For those tuning in to Coach Steele's Finance Training, we're talking about 5 signs of financial self-sabotage. And we need to have a plan. We need to have a strategy. Tony Sherman says, no plan is a plan to fail. When you get in those moments, when you get frustrated with whatever is going on with your job, I need you all to be strategic on how you exit that job. Don't just quit and leave without a plan. You need to start doing homework, research, start job hunting. What are some things that you can do on the side? Is there a temporary part-time job that you can find while you find the other thing you're looking for? Is there something that you can be creative in an entrepreneurial space that you can do as well while you find the thing that you love? Be strategic, have emotional intelligence. If you need to go get counseling so that you can make it another 3 months or 6 months until you find the thing that you're looking for, then do that. But don't just quit without a plan or a strategy. That's one of my favorite ice creams too. Butter pecan, Tony Sherman. Oh my goodness. But then I'll be like crushing up cookies and putting it in it. Then I'll take bananas, cut it up, put it in there. Might even throw some peanut butter in there. But anyway, I'm watching what I eat right now. Yes, Shauna Johnson, I have to be calculated in 2026. And so we cannot financially sabotage ourselves, self-sabotage ourselves by trying to not pay attention to what's really going on. You can't refuse to check the bank accounts, the credit card balances, the credit scores, which leads to ignorance of and the lack of control. We want to have good financial health. I talked to you all about compulsive spending. We cannot financially enable others. In other words, don't lend money that you can't afford to give or paying for other people just to make them feel good, paying for other people to say, ooh, look what I did. No, you're financially self-sabotaging yourself if you didn't need to pay for that. Don't pay for that meal. Don't pay for that dinner. You got to be transparent. It's okay to say, hey, you know what? I'm on a strict budget. I can't afford to do that right now. We can't go out. Sometimes cooking at home is more enjoyable than where you was going to go out anyway. Cooking at home, your food is probably going to taste better and be more healthier than if you would have went out somewhere anyway. You know what? Make it a fun event. You can grill outside. Like if you don't get to go out to eat somewhere, you can invite some people, everybody chip in on the food. Now you got way more food, way more fun and fellowship with people that you know. So be creative in those different spaces. Number 5, ladies and gentlemen. Number five. We've been going for a minute. And before I get to number 5 on 5 signs of financial self-sabotage, I want you all to know here on Coach Steele's Finance Training, I will be going out of town soon and very soon. Many of you already know that I am going to Cameroon, Africa. And when I do go to Cameroon, Africa, it is to go to minister and assist some church leaders that I am blessed to be able to oversee over in Cameroon, Africa. The ministry is called Christ Evangelistic Mission. I like that, Lisa. You're right. You have leftovers when you're done. Yes. And that thing will last you all week. You can use it for lunch at work. So Christ Evangelistic Mission. Now, when I started working with the church, it was years ago. I've been working with Cameroon and people in Cameroon for well over 15 plus years, 16 plus. Now, we started like in 2007, 2008, with just one person ministering to one person. That person gave their life to Christ, and it has just now expanded. So if you look at it, I started connecting with Cameroon through doing the work of an evangelism, connecting with people, ministering to people, their needs, their lack, whether it's clothes, whether it's food, different things like that. And of course, now, pastoring, overseeing nine churches, 9 locations in Cameroon, Africa, in Christ Evangelistic Mission. Of course, we're doing a lot, right? So we're in the middle of building 3 churches right now. There are 3 churches currently being constructed. 2 are wooden, and 1, of course, is cement. Of course, on the YouTube channel, it has the video of the cement one that's being built. Some of you saw it, whether you go to Mount Zion or whether you looked on the YouTube channel, you saw the videos of it. The 2 wooden ones I have not posted, the other 2 churches, and eventually I'll get to that and do the videos. And so as you all support, as you all give, you'll get the opportunity to see the befores, the starting, the middle, and the after of these churches being built, right? So any of you that go to my Facebook page, and I think it's in the comment section here on Facebook, actually on this feed in the comment section, it is somewhere in here. Let's see if I can. So one of the first comments on here, you're going to see a blurb on there. It says, building churches in Cameroon, Africa costs, but I love it. Kingdom building is an honor as you subscribe. You participate in feeding the hungry. I need to fix that. That says feeding the hunger. Clothing the naked and kingdom building. So when you click on that link, or you go to my Facebook page and you click on the subscribe link or the subscribe button, it's going to say you can subscribe to Coach Steele's, to Simon Steele's Facebook page for 99 cents a month. Any of you all who subscribe on there for 99 cents a month, it's not much at all. And hopefully y'all are sharing this live with other people and telling other people about this. I really want you all to be vested in helping push this mission forward for a number of reasons. To be able to help somebody else and help other people that can't really do anything for you, they can't give back, is a blessing to be able to do that. And so there's a mandate and there's a call for us to be able to reach the lost. And so we are empowering and equipping those people who are able to reach some of those people. So I would love for all of you, if you could participate in that, subscribe to the Facebook page. 99 cents a month. It's not going to cost you anything much every month, but 99 cents. Whatever you give every month, that goes directly to Cameroon to help support, to help build, to help clothe and feed those that are in need. I wish I could post all the videos of the different kids and things like that that we've helped out. Some of the subscribers get to see it. Might have been this morning. No, yesterday I posted a video of one of the orphanages in Ivory Coast, or they call Côte d'Ivoire. The Ivory Coast, there's about 100 kids in the orphanage, and we support them at times as well. I just put that. The subscribers can see the video of those kids in the orphanage as well that we take care of. So sometimes I will post videos and information about Cameroon, Africa to the regular Facebook page. And then there's a lot of different videos that I'll just post for the subscribers to be able to see. So being a subscriber, you get to help and support people in Cameroon, Africa, but also sometimes you'll see some videos that everybody else won't get to see. And when I travel soon to Cameroon, I'll definitely be posting videos for my subscribers, people who are supporting. I'll post videos for them to be able to see that other people, of course, won't get to see. But it's just something that I try to do for the subscribers for supporting and helping. Of course, those are a lot of the church leaders up there that you see in the top. That's me in the middle in the black and white shirt up there. But let's see if I can give an example. That's the cement church that's being built right there. Of course, the video is right there at the top when you go to my Facebook page. And let's see, that's us going live right now. Let's see if I can give an example of, let's see here. I'm going to cut that outside music off so you all can hear what I'm talking about. Thank y'all for your patience. All right, let's see here if I can give you an example. Y'all, this, it really saddens and touched my heart to see something.
Chacun n'a qu'à prendre un épée. Doucement, doucement. Doucement.
Bébé, prends ton pain.
Chacun n'a qu'à prendre
Y'all
un
share
épée.
this live. You see all the
Doucement,
little kids.
doucement. Doucement.
Bébé, prends
Look at
ton
that.
pain.
Chacun n'a qu'à prendre un épée.
I just want y'all to look at that. Now, that's just one video of the orphanage. There are 100 kids, and they're all in different groups with just bread and that water in that pan. Man, imagine what so many of us could do if we all contribute $5, $10, $15, $20, whatever it is that y'all have, and say, hey, orphanage, you know what? Hey, whatever it is, there's orphanages in Ivory Coast we support. There's an orphanage in Cameroon and Boya that we support. There's kids like this all over the world that need an extra meal, that need school fees so that they can go to school and learn, different things like that. We can all give. And all I'm saying is for 99 cents a month, you can be a subscriber on my Facebook page, and 99 cents every month goes to help somebody that's less fortunate. So I'm gonna post in the subscribers. I'll post more videos about the orphanage so you all can see the rest of the kids and kind of the conditions that they're under and what they're limited to. But they make the most of what they have, and we all have the resources here on Coach Steele's Finance Training because we do what we're supposed to do with our finances so that we can have extra to give and to support. We're in a great position to be able to help those that are in need. So please subscribe to the Facebook page. I promise you the 99 cents does not make me richer or wealthier, and I don't need it. But there are people who do need it that you can support, that you can help. And so anyway, let's go a little bit further. I told you all there's one last one, and I might have forgot what it was. I went on a tirade, a rant about supporting those that are in need. And oh yeah, procrastination. Last one, number 5 for my note takers. Procrastination. Hopefully, y'all were able to see that video. Hopefully, it went through on your end. Number 5, note takers, procrastination. Make sure you all share the live. Make sure you tell somebody, a friend or a neighbor or someone about what we're doing in Cameroon and say, hey, friend, hey, neighbor, I know someone getting ready to go to Cameroon to help some people, help push mission for, help build churches, things like that. Hey, you got $5, $10, y'all zell it to me, cash app it to me. It's going to go to the people that are in need. And so I tell them about all of my beautiful friends and loved ones and family in America that hear about Cameroon and they give and they support. They know that Pastor Steele is not doing it by himself. They know I don't have, whenever they receive money, they know it comes from my circle of people, my network of people that I'm around. So number 5 is procrastination. I need you all to quit procrastinating and get to work. Number 5 signs of financial self-sabotage. People who procrastinate, they end up allowing a lot of things to compile to where it gets out of hand. If you procrastinate, you won't do your taxes for 10 years, 5 years, 3 years. You'll be behind the power curve. You'll end up paying Uncle Sam extra money because of the procrastination. Procrastination will also kill your present and future financial earnings. And so you got to get out of the procrastination stages. Procrastination on high impact decisions, putting off investing. Now you don't have a retirement fund. Procrastinate on budgeting. Now you can't make it month to month. You're not even paycheck to paycheck. There's more months than money. Paying down debt, procrastination. So now you're giving the credit cards more money, often due to discomfort or fear of making decisions. Part of procrastination is someone who has fear. And so I want you all to quit financially self-sabotaging in 2026. I don't want you all to quit the jobs, abandon a side hustle, or engage in reckless spending. You all did an awesome job here on Coach Steele's Finance Training on today. Give yourselves a round of applause in that comment section. Y'all did an awesome job on today. Man, y'all did amazing. I look forward to those. If God has touched y'all heart today and you're going to become a subscriber or give to that mission trip that I'm getting ready to take to Cameroon, Africa. Y'all, I'm excited. One of the reports that we got back was I said, hey, how many Bibles do we need for everyone in the ministry to have their own Bible? And they were saying, Pastor Steele, no, we'll just share what we have. We'll share some of the Bibles, this, that. No, that's not what I said. How many Bibles do we need for everyone who does not have a Bible to be able to buy one? And so I'm excited about this trip because one of the goals is to make sure that everybody in all 9 churches and locations has their own Bible so they don't have to share. They don't have to wait to get to church to read God's word. I like that right there. But they can go home and find out who God is for themselves. And in the Bible, there are so many beautiful biblical financial principles that will help them, not only with just salvation, but also to have life and have it more abundantly spiritually and physically on earth as it is in heaven. But I'm not going to preach. I'm going to calm down. I need you all to quit procrastinating. Y'all did an awesome job on today here on Coach Steele's Finance Training. I can't wait to look to see how many of you all are going to subscribe to the Facebook page. Don't just click follow on the Facebook page, but actually subscribe. It's 99 cents a month. I appreciate you all. Some of you that listen to Coach Steele's Finance Training, you all already give every month as well. And I appreciate all of you. It means so much to me. Our words cannot express. But every month as people give, and I know you don't need my prayers, but I do pray and I thank God for those who do financially give every month. It means a lot. I cannot do this by myself. It is God who gives me the power to get gain and gives me the beautiful circle of people like you to allow me to make this happen. Part of financial success and having financial success and coaching and teaching financial literacy is I made a vow to God that if God continued to bless me financially, I won't have a problem with pushing the mission forward and giving to those that are in need and who he's assigned me to in Cameroon, Africa. Appreciate you all for tuning in to Coach Steele's Finance Training. Awesome job on today. See you all next Saturday. Be blessed.